You have caught the remember.
Solemn, solemn, hallowed tree, glory to the graveyard be. Far from forests of the west, do the dying have this rest?
And so you have come, whether to aid the house or rain punishment on the Tuatha, I do not know. That you are here is enough. To assuage your confusion, I am Bizarane, king of the house. During your trials, I will observe and communicate to you through this medium. What you do is of no concern to me. What I hope to evaluate is what you are, to know how you might best help the house. I have locked the way behind you. The way forward is your only path out of these halls. I can tell you no more, other than that I will be watching.
will kill me if you do not help. I do not know. The midden, it has been sullied. We've never feared such assaults until recently. Wait, what was that? It is here!
So you have completed your first trial. Your actions spoke volumes, but your reactions are just as pertinent. You killed the creature that was chasing that woman. Why? Did she? What did you know of her plight? Of why the beast pursued her so? Perhaps her persecution was a just one. Do not ignore subtleties. When is a Fae a Tuatha, and when is one a child of winter? That answer might save a life or end it.
Ahead, you will find another trial. A Fae of Sorrows, succumbing to an agonizing poison. In need of aid, no doubt, but deserving of his fate? We shall see.
Please, are you the mortal that Bizarrain has brought to aid us? The one he is promised? Thank mercy I have been poisoned. But now that you are here, you can kill me. Please, end my suffering. I do not know. Everything is blurred. I do not even know where I am. It must have been him. He does whatever he cares with his subordinates. It was Bizarrain. He was meant to save us from the Tuatha, to preserve our oldest traditions, to protect the Winter Fae. Please, mortal, I know it's strange, but the Fae are not like you. Death is different to us. I will rise once more in time, but killing me will let me escape this suffering. You will just let me suffer. Cruel.
So, you spared the sword. I wonder, was it some sense of honor that stayed your blade, or something crueler? And so you demonstrated kindness by allowing the poison to burn him into nothingness. I am not heartened by such a contempt of mercy. But my enemies will not value your compassion. Death means little to the Tuatha, for they are soon reborn again. Now, let us complete this trial. You have reached this chamber at last. The time of trial is over. No more apparitions, no more questions.
The House of Sorrows has always held a precarious position in this world, and now we hold on to it by the tips of our fingers. You think you have broken the Tuatha's grip on Cluracan. You have not. Even now, the Winter Fae and the House of Sorrows are subject to their malice. I am the King of Sorrows. I have held dominion over these halls, over this house, over the Winter Fae who dwell here.
But the war upon Cluracan has sapped me of my strength. Should these times continue, I may become nothing. Nothing at all. It is we who permit the Winter Fae to rise above their basic nature, to foster decay and ruin. A nature that normally divides rather than unites. For a time, the House avoided the war that cleaves this land. But now that war is upon us, and we are not ready. I am not one to take anything on faith. If I wish to know an object's worth, I examine it for myself. This trial is designed to demonstrate your mettle. Because there are trials that I can observe from afar, and others that I must see at hand. We have reached the trial that I must be present for, if I am to test you truly. Indeed. Perhaps not. Now that your trial has concluded, come with me. The Tuatha have yet to break down our doors, but I would not put that past them. The house is poised to collapse from the Tuatha's dissension and destruction, and I need one to help us. Perhaps you will, indeed, deliver us from them. Or perhaps you will only forestall the inevitable. I suppose we shall learn one way or the other. You are of our house now. The hearthstone I gave you will reflect your affinity with us. Come, join me at the House of Sorrows. I will show you a world stranger than you have ever seen. The Prince of Sorrows once, but now, no longer. He wages a war against the Tuatha with little support but his own strength. Perhaps that is enough for him, but the only thing he will weaken is the house's morale. To your kind, it is a celebration of war. But before your mortal corpses were hung there by Tuatha, it was the emblem of our house's duty. The most reverent corpses were placed not in the midden, but hung upon those boughs to show all of nature that we still revere our essence of decay. But like all things in these lands, the tree has been defiled by war. Saturnin took our greatest symbol and turned it to filth. My summer brethren embody the growth and progression of nature. As such, establishing the summer realms came easy to them. But the winter fae bear the burden of regression and decay in their essence. Left alone, they would never be able to overcome such a weight. They could never unite. The house's founder, the Weeping King, took on their sorrows and freed them. We carry the burden inherent in the winter fae, so they can achieve greatness. The House of Sorrows made a pact with the Tuatha. They would not interfere with us if we did not interfere with their war with the Alfar. Of course, the Tuatha did not trust us, so they insisted that a new king be appointed to the house, one agreeable to both parties. In the end, I was the one chosen. I was to be king, but in answering that call, I have been labeled a traitor by many within the house. He is the agent of the Tuatha, and though he bears their allegiance, his appearance is that of a winter fae. I am certain of it. I know little of him, but of me and my house, his knowledge is wide and deep. With every action, he reveals that he is merely toying with us. He is not a type of foe I am familiar with, for he does not attack outright. Instead, he instills fear and despair. The Midden is the cradle in which our race of winter was fostered. It is a place of rot, of decay, a place where the House of Sorrows holds reign. The Fa Kelidae they call themselves. The Faithful. They take the Fae of Winter and craft them into an army. But they know little of true devotion. If we are to discuss the plight of the house, I will do so at his heart. Come, meet me in the main hall of the House of Sorrows, and we will speak more. Speak.
I listen.
Greetings, mortal. I am remember.
Speak. I have a task. We must move quickly. The Tuatha will not. You fail to understand. Our enemy. For all our years of struggle, we know only this: that our enemy is led. We cannot right now. He hides himself and covers his tracks well. But I have a lead which you will investigate with one of our delvers, Tybri. A tender, Katarok, has fled the house and killed a fellow member in doing so. I suspect Saturnin's influence, or perhaps that Katarok might be Saturnin himself. Bring Tybri to the body of Katarok's victim. Though dead, the sorrows will remain on the corpse. The sorrows can lead us to Katarok. Members of the house may choose one of two paths: the path of the delver, or the path of the tender.
Delvers are those who commune with the sorrows of the living Fae and the recently deceased. They draw forth these sorrows and assume them. However, most Delvers lost their talent over these last few centuries. But our youngest, Tybri, shows some promise. There is a tender named Kadarok who has fled our ranks. He is somehow tied to Saturnin. I am certain of it. I want you to find him and put an end to him. For if he is not Saturnin himself, then he is betraying our secrets to the Tuatha.
I listen. So, you were the mortal. There were whispers that Bizarane had welcomed one of you amongst us. But to pick the siege breaker, I am awed. I forget myself. Bizarane has made his wishes clear, and we must do as he asks. Are you ready to begin? Fair enough. We must cross the midden to reach the body we seek, and there are sure to be difficulties along the way. But we do not have long. Sorrows rarely remain after death, and neither will the body of a Fae. We must move. Farewell.
And they sleep beneath the limbs, while we sing these mourning hymns, as the dead embrace the land in the earth's embalming hand.
The body is here. I must begin my work. But the magic is sure to draw the wild Fae in the area. Hold them back while I commune with the sorrows. Farewell. It is done. Cadoroc's sorrows left a strong impression on the corpse. He is hiding in the Siren Crypt in the drowned forest. You should go there, but be wary. The impression Cadoroc left on the body was conflicted. Something is not right here. I will return to the house. With the beast beaten back, it should prove safe enough now. The dead do not speak lies. Cadoroc has gone to Siren Crypt in the drowned forest. It was once a mighty fortress, but like all things in this war, it was reduced to ruin. Lesser, cruder beasts and beings walk its halls now. For Cadoroc to hide there, it makes little sense. But from what the Sorrows told me, it seems as though he had nowhere else to go. We, are the backbone of the house. Delvers can look into the essence of Winterfell, find the sorrows within, and take upon that burden. The Weeping King was the first to perform this function. The Delvers witnessed his powers, and imitated as they could. Only now, no Delver has this art, save for me. It is the emblem of the house. It is the heart of the Midden. It is said it has always been here, even during the times of the Weeping King. To be a member of the house is a great honour. Without the House of Sorrows, there would be no Court of Winter, no culture in these lands, only winter. He is the Faithloke Tocht, the choking vine. He reaches from briars dark and unknown to strangle the life from us. Before there was a Court of Winter, before there was a House of Sorrows, there was the Midden, a place where Winterfell would come to die. The bodies left to rot here mark the covenant of the house. Though the Winterfell may stave off decay to create its courts and culture, they cannot escape it forever. Greetings, Siegebreaker. Although there is much that must be done, I have time to talk. Farewell.
Aye.
Hello there. What do you need today? Come see me again.
Sam Red Legion.
May I help you? Be safe.
Stay alert.
There are worse allies to have than you.
You are Bizerane's cat's paw, then? I knew he had let a mortal into the house's ranks. But this is who he sends to do his dirty work. Fie on him! You may return me to the cycle, but if you ever see your master, tell him this. He will never get his hands on the Sorrows. I, all of us, will stop him.
You have finally returned. Much has happened since you were away. The house has been sundered. Not by Tuatha, but by ourselves. The house has rebelled. The other members of the house have marched against the Tuatha. I'm afraid they may have attacked Bizerain. I do not think he is dead, but we must see to him. Saturnin is watching us, I can sense it. If Bizerain is left undefended... Yes, unfortunately the doors to the house are barred from the inside. I'm capable of shadow stepping through, but I'm afraid that you, as a mortal, must take a longer route. Go through the proving halls, but be warned, Volgun roam those corridors now. Saturnin's already started moving to crush us. Farewell.
You have arrived as Tybri said you would. It is good that you were able to get through the proving halls unscathed. But there are greater events at work here. The house may have breathed its last. The rebels have begun a march of folly to make war on the Tuatha. As they said, they are rallying at a fortress called the Fallen Hall. I sought to stay them. They ignored me. I sought to warn them. They paid no heed. For them, the war started when I became the King of Sorrows. And now, my reign ends. Saturnin wants this, mortal. Without leadership, the rebels will be easily picked off. And so it falls to you and Tybri to save them. Saturnin has made a miscalculation in moving to kill these rebels. Namely, he did not foresee you. We must exploit this fact. Saturnin will have to reveal himself in some form. Go south and learn all you can from him. Kill him if possible. I have instructed Tybri to assist you as best she can, but she is not as suited to this work as you, mortal. Look after her. They are in the Fallen Hall. Save who you can, but more importantly, we must learn what we can of Saturnin.
Hmm.